Alaska's criminals can hide almost anywhere.
Of course, he's been there for a year and a half, so he knows probably every crack of where he's living, and we know very little to none. I'm hoping for the best, but we always have to prepare for the worst.
State troopers know how to flush them out.
Police with a canine! We're in the woods. Speak now, you may get bit.
We don't know where he's hiding. We don't know whether or not he's armed. We don't know his state of mind, whether or not he's willing to take somebody else's life in order to not go back to jail. I got footsteps right here. We're on track.
Keeping folks honest is part of the job.
You think you can take it out of the back and hook in the mouth and walk up here like no one's watching? You're wrong. I'm watching, all right?
But some people have other ideas.
Come here, bud. If you don't stop moving, you're gonna get tased. You understand me?
Alaska State Troopers, stand still. Put your hands up.
At this time, you're not gonna arrest.
The Denali Wilds. This is Wildlife Trooper John Simeon's beat.
My main patrol area is 150 miles by 250 miles. The scenery, the wildlife you're going to see, it's an amazing place to work.
Larger than the state of Massachusetts, this land is the symbol of Alaska's rugged and untamed spirit, and teeming with an amazing array of wildlife.
Well, there he is. He's looking right at us now.
But today, big game isn't the only wildlife Trooper Simeon must deal with.
We've got solid evidence that an ex-lodge caretaker is squatting on some public land. From what we've heard, the guy's maybe a little bit delusional, kind of a militant, anti-government, anti-social type of gentleman, making statements of he's got a gun that can shoot a long ways and he's here to stay.
Anti-government militancy is on the rise in the United States. And the 49th state's remote areas offer an attractive haven for some of these rebels and their guns.
Alaska is so vast and so large and so remote, it's very easy for someone to slip within the cracks and never get observed.
Simeon has patrolled this area for 12 years, and it will take all of his expertise to drive the squatter off public land.
We've heard about it, but we really haven't been able to get a good location on where he's squatting. But through the grapevine, we've got a really good idea where it is. Of course, he's been there for a year and a half, so he knows probably every crack of where he's living, and we know very little to none. I'm hoping for the best, but we always have to prepare for the worst.
After a 20-minute drive deeper into the wilderness, Simeon finds the squatter's truck at the trailhead, which could warn him about what to expect.
I'd like to look in his truck to kind of check if he's got any kind of casing, ammo boxes to maybe give me an idea what he might have for a long gun.
Simeon takes no chances,
Hey, Jake?
calling in rookie trooper Jake Graham for backup.
Well, this is his truck. The sleeping bag and everything in his truck. Somebody's been in and out of here recently.
You got a rifle case under here.
A rifle case?
You see a rifle case right there.
Oh, yeah. How about you just hang back maybe 100 yards or so from me? And as long as I can see him, I'm not worried. If he sees you blatantly standing out there, it might heighten the situation.
The troopers must move with caution. Their lives may depend on it.
Could take either one of us out or out in the open.
Not far into his trek, Simeon makes a find.
Definitely some tennis shoe prints on the ground.
They're onto something, though they're not sure where it may lead. But in Denali's untamed wilds, the trail goes cold fast.
We might be just barking up the wrong trail here. It's starting to peter out. supposedly the squatting place is not on the trail. If I was going to be a squatter, I'd want to be in those trees over there.
Now Simeon heeds the call of the wild. In this case, the birds.
You can hear the gray jays. And there's only a couple reasons that they're around. People or dead animals. You can see his boot print. Probably right in that strand of trees. I just thought I heard something, so.
Simeon spots the shack, which means he's well in range of a lethal shot from a long rifle.
30 yards. Right that way.
Trooper Graham follows, hoping they're not already in the squatters' gun sights. The thick brush makes it easy for a shooter to hide.
Hello, NCAP, Alaska State Troopers. Let me see your hands. Don't. How's it going, old timer?
Doing fine, thank you. Come on in.
Do you know where you're at?
I'm not crazy, guys. Come on, give me a break.
I know you're.
Stupid. If you're gonna run me off, run me off. I ain't stupid.
I'm not saying you are.
Okay, so talk to me right now. I'm not no dummy.
That's why I'm asking if you know you're on public land.
Yes, I know what I'm doing.
Well, I'm not gonna run you off. I want you to give me your side of the story.
I've been up here for almost 20 years now.
Right.
It's a glorified tent.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm comfortable. I don't hassle nobody, and that's that. I'm surprised you guys even found me up here.
Let me tell you the way the state of Alaska is looking at it. Public land. I mean, you have a right to come here, but can't live here. They want me to get you out of here in 30 days. You vacate the premises, take what you need. This winter you come back and take it down. So Al, would you say that's pretty reasonable of me?
I'll have it all out of here this winter. Like I said, I just can't do it in the summer.
Right.
There's rules.
There are.
We're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
We'd all be packing guns like we do, you know?
Yeah.
Fortunately, Trooper Simeon calms the situation, and the man agrees to move that winter when he'll be able to pack his house out on snow machine.
There's people in the lower 48 who would pay you money to come to your piece of heaven right here.
Yeah,
you know that?
Very much.
Sitting down with the gentleman, talking to him like he's a person, being respectful and showing him respect, diffused 90% of the hostility that might have been there.
And tracking the squatter teaches the rookie a valuable lesson.
Birds are your friend. As a game warden, watch the birds, they'll always lead you in. Someday, Jacob, you'll grow up to be me.
In Denali, some folks don't want to be found. But 200 miles north in Fairbanks, a child is seriously lost.
The children were playing in the woods behind her backyard. Two of them came back saying they could not find their 3-year-old sister.
She's a 3-year-old, so all troopers go in that area.
10 Arlington 18.
With over 200,000 children abducted in the United States every year, Trooper Melvin Colley races to the scene.
Fairbanks 17. What's the area that she was last seen
It
at?
appears that the child left into the wooded area behind the house.
The 3-year-old went missing near the outskirts of town, where she can be lured into Alaska's dense and untamed forest. All available units join the frantic search.
Where was she last seen?
So the two little girls were back behind my house. We found those two and I brought them home.
Okay.
One of the troopers' only witnesses is the missing girl's older sister.
But you gotta show me where she's at, okay? Okay, is Bailey over there? Okay, where do you think Bailey's at?
She's not in the house.
Okay, do you think she's hiding in the garage or something?
No.
And, okay.
No one knows where she is, and the big woods are no place for a small child.
Bailey?
They're disorienting and full of predators.
This is where the complainant lives, and the kids came back here and they said they couldn't find her. Bailey?
Trooper Colley tries to stay optimistic.
She's playing hide and seek, so it's very possible she found somewhere to hide and fell asleep or something. Bailey? Hear that? Bailey? Bailey? How's it going?
It's not the missing 3-year-old girl,
Trying to find a girl.
just a concerned citizen.
Okay.
After an hour of searching, troopers still can't find any trace of the little girl in the woods, increasing the likelihood that she might have been abducted.
She's wearing a white flower dress.
Okay. All right, we know.
She's about 3 years old.
Okay, we'll keep our eyes open.
Thanks, folks.
All right.
Troopers call in backup. Where manpower fails, maybe dog power will work.
Trooper Zeisel's en route from Fairbanks to pick up the canine. Try to initiate a track.
Bailey? Then FPD and a UAF are out looking too. So there's a lot of people out here looking. The more people, the better.
I'm looking for a little 3-year-old female. She's wearing like a white flower dress.
Bailey? Bailey?
I found the little girl.
Hey, they found her. She's over there by the houses.
How are you?
Look it.
Yeah, look at there, all these police cars. Is that Daddy? Is that Daddy? Daddy.
There's your daughter.
A silly game of hide and seek turns serious. But in the end, everyone wins. South in the Matsu Valley, grown-up fun can also take a wrong turn.
Friday night, 3:30 in the morning. Bars close here in about a half an hour. We'll start getting more alcohol-related calls until about 6 o'clock in the morning when folks have finally got to sleep.
But tonight, Sergeant Wigson gets a call before last call.
10-4, go ahead.
350, that content 60. 11 and 29 seconds. The plan is reporting at least 2 people involved. We're still trying to get
10-4 to 19. Oh, there's that.
10.
Well, we're on our way to a motor vehicle collision involving at least one person that's injured. Driver of one of the vehicles appeared to a witness to be intoxicated. He's since fled on foot into the woods nearby. Wasilla Police Department canine that's may be available to us for a canine track to attempt to locate this individual. How's everybody doing in the car?
He's hurt. 2 guys talked to the guy. They witnessed it.
Okay.
So they talked to him. They told him, look, calm down. And he was intoxicated and took off into the woods. I'm going to pull out my thermal imager and see if we can track anything.
Awesome. That'd be huge. I got a canine like 5 minutes away.
Perfect.
So if we can just get a really good starting point, we'll go from there.
All right.
Right here where the fence is broken, he went in and made his way to the right and out right there.
Kind of at a 45 away from the road?
Exactly.
All right. Apparently went in right here where the gap in the road or the gap in the gate is, but if you can just like scan this wood line here, that'd be fantastic.
Yep.
Firefighters scan the forest with infrared cameras, hoping to pick up traces of body heat in the pitch black woods.
Anything with body heat will show up on the monitor.
On the roadway, medics race to help the injured driver, still trapped inside his mangled car. He's hurt, but stable enough to rush to the hospital. Both cars are totaled. And from the amount of blood on scene, troopers suspect the fleeing man also suffered serious injuries.
We're ready. Where'd the dog go?
They call in the Wasilla PD Canine Unit. The dog picks up the missing driver's scent.
Did they give you a description of this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue or green top.
Green t-shirt,
Pants, right?
tan pants.
Stay still.
And tracks him into the dark woods.
MACOM 11, myself and 38 beginning canine track west into the woods from KGB.
Foot pursuits are among the most dangerous situations for troopers.
We've got an unknown suspect. We don't know where he's hiding. We don't know whether or not he's armed with any kind of weapon. We don't know his state of mind, whether or not this is his first offense or he's willing to take somebody else's life in order to not go back to jail.
The canine unit leads them to an abandoned cabin. The man could be hiding inside.
ACOM 11, researching a residence down in Gleason. Locked? Just hold your position for a second, all right?
I hear move.
Where is he? Secure.
It's empty.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go this way.
The manhunt continues.
I'm not seeing anything. I got footsteps right here. Looks like I got nothing this way. And what's this?
They head almost a mile into the woods before the dog picks up a scent.
I got a cash, cigarette butt, and a coin.
Well, that's interesting.
Police with a canine. You're in the woods. Speak now. You may get bit.
I got footsteps right here.
They're closing in.
We're on track. Dog's barking. That way. You hear that? I got footsteps right here. Let's follow them. 3811, we're back on track heading north into that swamp. All right.
Troopers are in hot pursuit of the fleeing driver.
Stand still. Police with the canine. I see your hands. Put your hands up.
Hands up. Hands all the way up.
It's good. Pull your knees up. Stand up, man.
Hey, stand up. You can if we help you. Get up onto your knees.
My back. Ow, ow.
Hey, stand up, my man. Stand up.
They finally catch the guy who bolted the nearby car wreck. Turns out that was the easy part. Now they need to get him out of the thick bush a mile back to the road.
We'll work with you. Just we need you to stand up on your own or we're going to carry you out of here. There you go. Forward onto your feet.
I can't. Ow. 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 Ah, my back. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just stand up and walk. You're doing good.
Doing my best.
I don't believe you because you ran this far on your own recognizance and we're now helping you. So I need you to stand up and walk into the woods. It's going to be, at this point, far less painful for you to walk on your own accord than for us to carry you. So I need you to get up and do that for me now. Come on, stop resisting. You go, bring your knees up underneath you. There you go. There you go, and then left foot in front of right foot.
Ow! Ow, my back, please. Ow!
All right, sit down.
Ow!
Finally, EMT comes to the rescue.
What's hurting today?
These people tear me through these woods.
What else is hurting?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep. Ah! Please! Ah! Ow! My
Yeah, this way.
They charge the man with assault, DUI, and leaving the scene. He could get up to 2 years in jail and $1,500 in fines.
It's always a little bit more satisfying when we end up catching the bad guys. Dog's a huge asset. There's no doubt in my mind there would have been no way we would have been able to find him without the use of the canine. Drunk. All right, I'm getting out of here.
Over 300 miles west, on the south banks of the Kuskokwim River, sits Aniak, where Sergeant Nick Zito is tracking a wanted man of his own. But his suspect, wanted for felony forgery and burglary, has been dodging the law for months.
Got a warrant on this guy. He was supposed to have turned himself in to serve 2 years back in May, and he never did, so we're gonna go pick him up because he's been causing problems in the village. He likes to run from us. That's what he does.
To bring him in, Zito must fly 90 miles north to the remote village of Grayling, situated on the Yukon River, and in winter, a checkpoint for the Iditarod dog sled race.
It's our furthest out village that the Antioch Post serves. It's pretty far out on the Yukon.
The suspect's facing 2 years in prison, so he won't go quietly, and troopers can't depend on much help.
A lot of times there we don't get a lot of cooperation from folks in town. It's pretty problematic trying to find people. More than likely we'll go snag him up first if we can figure out where he's at.
But in the air, a sudden storm could bring this chase to a crashing halt. And plane crashes are the #1 cause of death for troopers in Alaska.
A little bit of clouds, a little bit of rain. So it's a little windy today, huh? Yeah, it's supposed to get a little worse. They were saying 35, 40. Oh, so we can't see anything? Yeah, we're getting nervous. Let's let them know we're landing.
The 60-minute flight ends smoothly. But Zito's troubles have just begun. Less than 200 residents live here, so word spreads fast.
Earl had a call in on the radio that we were getting ready to land, and folks learned the tail numbers of the trooper planes, and there's really no way for us not to be seen.
The people here take care of their own, and some see the troopers as interfering.
When folks help us out in Grayling, their stuff tends to get destroyed. Sometimes just giving us a ride is all that will trigger somebody.
Zito begins his search, hoping to catch the suspect before he runs again.
What's going on, guys? You guys seen a come this way by chance? No? All right. How you doing? Hey, do you know where staying at? Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
How you doing today?
Good. How you doing? Do you know where staying? Is he still staying back on Hillside?
There's two on the right crossroads. Yeah, there's a townhouse.
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah. Supposedly the last place that these folks saw him at is in a spot that he's been known to hang out at before. That picture is really old, so he doesn't really look like that. And he's a lot bigger, more muscular. Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Can I talk to for a couple minutes?
He's not even here. Oh, he was here and he took off.
When did he take off?
Well, about maybe 5-10 minutes ago.
Somebody call him?
Well, his mom called him and told him you guys were coming.
You know where he was going?
Nope, I guess he took off.
Trooper Zito hits a dead end trying to track down his suspect.
He took off like 5 minutes before we got here. His mom called and warned him. A lot of times here, folks will hop on a four-wheeler and they'll drive out to the graveyard out at the end of the road, or the dump, or they'll get on some of these trails. A lot of times folks will run up into the hill over here because they can watch us, but it's pretty impossible to get them once they get up there. I'm gonna talk to his mom. His mom called and warned him.
He locates the suspect's mother, hoping for some answers.
Hey, how you doing? Good. I wanted to talk to you for a couple minutes. Did you call over to the house there? No, I talked to you. She said you did, and there's a call from here to there, just asking you. Here's the deal. She already told me that you called me and wondered we're here. So you've got 20 minutes to find him, or you're gonna go to jail for felony hindering prosecution. That's a felony charge on you. So 20 minutes. Come with me.
Zito lays down the law, then checks one last hideout, the house of the man's former girlfriend.
Watch the side. State troopers should open up or we're coming in. State troopers.
Getting out of the shower.
Open the door, it's getting kicked in.
It's not here, you can look.
Okay, I don't want to get hurt or anything. If you're in here, you need to come out.
It's not here.
Where's he at?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Another dead end. Zito heads back to the suspect's mom's place, ready to take someone to jail.
Is he inside? He is? Okay. Is anybody else inside with him? Hey, how you been? I'm glad he came down. I don't want to see your mom get in trouble.
The suspect does his mom and the troopers a favor by turning himself in.
All right, I'm just gonna put these on in front of you.
Would be nice if we do it downtown. I mean, a little ways away.
And the troopers return the favor.
More oftentimes than not, we have to deal with these same individuals, which is sad. But we like to make sure if we don't need to be mean or we don't need to do something in a negative manner. And he just wanted to be handcuffed away from his son. Understandable. So we handcuffed him at the edge of the roadway there. And then he's coming with us.
After months on the run, the wanted man will face justice at last. But back in the Matsu Valley, troopers are on the lookout for another volatile suspect.
Go ahead.
Family reports that his parents are fighting and won't stop. Mother said that subject has been drinking. He put a gun to his head. He said he was going to blow his head off.
So we're on our way to a disturbance between a male and a female fighting. The male got a gun and put it to his head and said he was going to kill himself.
Suddenly,
Yeah, he just fled on the
guy fled on foot.
with the unstable gunman fleeing into the woods, they call in a trooper K-9 that is trained to track, one of only 7 in service across the state.
We got Sergeant is on scene. He's got a K-9, so once we get myself and Trooper Wraith there, we'll start a K-9 track.
I need a perimeter unit set up on the Park Highway to make sure he doesn't get up on the highway and cross.
Additional troopers form a perimeter while Noel and Sergeant Nelson meet with the shaken caller to gauge the gunman's state of mind.
Did he point the gun at you or just himself?
No, himself. He put it right up under here.
How much has he had to drink today?
We had a 12-pack, but I thought I smelled hard alcohol on him earlier, so.
Did he say anything when he put the gun to his head?
He said, I told him I wanted him to die. I said, no, I said, F off and die. Well, he went in and got it come out, and, oh, you want to watch me die? Here, then watch this. You know, I heard him put one in the chamber and everything. He put it up like this.
What kind of gun is it?
It's a rifle.
Oh, it's a rifle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready whenever you are, Jared.
Armed, enraged, and intoxicated, the man's a threat to himself and anyone who crosses his path. The K-9 team leads the charge into the woods, hoping to find him before an innocent victim does.
This is a guy who's in the state of mind where he's thinking about hurting himself. We've got to make sure we're safe. We've got to make sure that the other people in the area are safe.
You see anybody walk through?
Yeah, there was a guy walking down Randall Road.
Okay. Thank you.
K-9's hot on the scent.
Have the perimeter units shift north.
What'd they say Randall was?
Next one up on the right.
After 20 frantic minutes, Noel gets a call from one of the other search units.
Hey, it's Noel. Does 30 have our subject?
Just now confirming that he has the right individual.
Success. Troopers catch the runaway man.
I went up there, he's walking up the roadway. He starts doing the speed walk away from me. So I pull up behind him and jump out.
But the man's no stranger to strange behavior.
Hold on. Don't turn around on me.
And won't go quietly.
Tell me what I did wrong, why I'm being arrested.
You're not being arrested. I already told you what we're going to do is take you down to the hospital so you can talk to a doctor about this.
They involuntarily commit him for a psych evaluation. Down south on the Kenai Peninsula, it's midsummer, and 1.6 million salmon are rushing up the Kenai River. If they can get past the fishermen.
The Kenai River is world famous for kings. And on every given day during July, we'll have up to 100,000 anglers on the river.
Can you look down here?
Wildlife troopers must enforce the strict fishing regulations, but they're outnumbered by anglers over 12,000 to 1.
Here assigned to Soldotna, we have 5 troopers working between 12 and 14-hour days.
But with the Kenai salmon runs at an all-time low, the state must impose stricter fishing rules.
The king salmon run has been really poor, and they're trying to get enough king salmon into the river to meet the spawn to ensure the return of the species. And unfortunately, some of the fishermen have suffered because of that.
Irritated by fish shortages and stricter quotas, some fishermen blatantly break the law to make their catch.
You don't have the permit. You don't have any way to legally possess these fish.
It's an annual cat and mouse game for troopers and frustrated fishermen.
There's a lot of people trying to get the same slice of the pie, but it is fast and furious. People forget to do what they're supposed to do.
A lot of people, they think they're entitled to go take as many fish as they want. They give you the look on their face like, well, you caught me. Maybe try to slip one by you and take more fish than they deserve.
Today, Trooper Travis Tillman chases down one of the most egregious offenses: snagging.
So snagging a fish is hooking a fish anywhere other than the mouth. People will throw their line out in the water. Once the current has taken it down, they'll rip the line back pretty swiftly in hopes that it drags across the fish that's laying in the water.
See how it's all ripped? Big split right there. Thing he's been hooked in the tail.
This makes them easier to catch, but can kill them without ever catching them.
It's not hard at all to go out there and snag a limit of fish in just a matter of an hour and a half. That's not fair to the fish.
The poachers who use this technique often hide in hard-to-reach fishing spots and can usually spot uniformed troopers coming. So Trooper Tillman decides it's time to go undercover.
So we're gonna walk slow. If you see the top of somebody's head, just back off.
A property owner gives Tillman access to an out-of-the-way fishing spot. And it doesn't take long before he snags some suspicious activity.
There's a group of 4 on this platform right across here. That one man just down there, he hooked one and it was hooked right under the left pectoral fin. So that's one for the man in the orange coat.
Within minutes, the fisherman's at it again.
They've got a fish. It's snagged under the chin. You can tell by the way it was swimming when it was coming out of the water.
And on his next cast,
he's got a fish. That's 3 fish for the guy in the orange.
Trooper Tillman's seen enough, so he calls for help to wrangle this poacher.
Hey, Sarge. This kid's caught 3 fish in less than 5 minutes, and I know for a fact that 2 of them are snagged.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we've got another trooper en route. He's gonna go see if he can meet up with that fella in the orange shirt so we can keep eyes on him. Hopefully he finds him. Jaime's there. He's about to make contact.
Suddenly, nearby anglers spot the approaching trooper and try warning the illegal fisherman.
As soon as they could tell the troopers were showing up, they spread the word like wildfires.
But it's too late.
There's Chris.
He charges the man with 3 counts of snagging and fines him $170.
Oh, yeah, this guy's not. They're all, no, these fish were snagged.
It's pretty clear that they were.
And I told him, I was like, I didn't hit you with them. So there's a possibility the camera was zoomed way in, so you'll see it.
Okay, I appreciate the work, Chris. I'm 19 out of here.
Mission accomplished for Trooper Tillman. But the snaggers are jumping today, and Tillman gets a report of another upriver.
Sergeant McConnell's sitting on the south bank of the Moose River watching people on the north bank, and he's observed at least 3 fish be snagged. So I'm going to head his way and contact the offenders.
And Sergeant McConnell has video to prove it. This man is clearly trying to snag fish, and he's teaching his son the illegal behavior.
They want to act like it didn't happen. They're entitled to do that, but you know, evidence of a snagged fish is pretty easy to find. If you don't release it, it's foul hooked, and that's breaking the law.
Tillman moves in, while Sergeant McConnell watches from the opposite bank.
Hey, Sergeant, which guys are they?
Walk out to that beach where they all fished. There's a guy in a green sweater, and he's got a ball cap with helmet flies on it.
Okay.
The guy in the tan vest, the ball cap, kind of chubby guy. Just don't let anybody leave. I'll swing around.
Okay, bye.
How's fishing, guys? Is it good? Beautiful day. How many fish you guys got?
I've got a couple.
Yeah?
Hard to get them in the mouth, but you get them once in a while.
Yeah.
You're not keeping any that you snag, are you?
No, we're not. We're releasing, let 30 fish go today.
Okay, and those are yours? Whose fish are those?
That's someone else's.
So somebody just left their fish down here?
No, they're not mine.
You sure?
Yeah, those are not my fish.
Nobody's talking. So Sergeant McConnell comes out of hiding.
Pull off your snag one. Go get your snag one. Go get your 2 snag one. You snag one and you hook it, you put it in the net, and then you think you can take it out of the back and hook it in the mouth and walk up here like no one's watching. You're wrong. I'm watching. All right? Go get your 2 fish.
But McConnell notices one fisherman's disappeared.
Where'd your buddy go? Where's your dad?
Oh, he went to get his license.
Me and your dad have met before, haven't we?
He's getting his license.
I wrote your dad for snagging here before.
The missing fisherman's no stranger to law enforcement. The snagger caught on video is the same one McConnell cited 2 years ago. He's a repeat offender, and now he's teaching his son to break the law.
I want both fishing poles and your dad.
Tillman examines the fish while McConnell intercepts the man at his car. It appears he's trying to hide his rods so they won't get confiscated.
10-4, no further.
Sergeant McConnell seizes the rods and finds him, but takes pity on the boy.
I promise you, we will never do that again, I swear.
Don't call him a
Come here.
You tell him what you just got.
I just got a $140 fine. And he's taking my pole. He's maybe giving you a chance to keep your pole if you promise never to do this again.
You don't quit that snagging?
You can't jerk like that.
This one's yours? Don't let me see you doing that again. And if Dad's doing it, you better stop it, because next time I take that, catch Dad, I will take Dad to jail.
Yeah, you know I'm going to jail.
All right?
You know, people like to lie to your face, especially when it comes to snagging fish for some reason. It's pretty easy to tell that the fish hasn't been hooked fairly when there's a big gouge out of its body. If you call somebody out on their lie, a lot of times they'll come clean and tell you the truth. Sometimes they don't, and when they don't, it can be kind of frustrating.
Back in the interior, on the streets of Fairbanks,
Units responding. We find this man is at a grader with a knife and he's cutting at the grader.
This individual was extremely upset that the other individual who was operating a road grader who was cutting debris on his property.
with a knife-wielding suspect on the attack, someone could get hurt or worse, killed. But not if Trooper Rich can stop him.
An individual can be very, very dangerous with a knife. 24's out.
Rich spots the suspect making his escape.
Come here, bud. Come here, bud. If you don't stop moving, you're gonna get tased. You understand me? If you don't stop moving, you're gonna get tased.
I am.
You don't believe me? You need to, yeah, you should. So just stand right there. It's reported you have a knife. Is that in your hand right there?
Yes.
Just put it on the ground for me, okay?
I don't want to. I want to go home.
Okay, well, until I conclude with my investigation, that's not gonna happen, okay? All I wanna do is talk to you, get your side of the story, okay?
Okay.
What else you got in your hand there?
Well, this is pepper spray.
I could see his wheels turning and he was trying to process it. Pepper spray, why don't you put that on the ground for me? And he decided that I was gonna tase him if he didn't comply. Just take a couple steps over to your right. That wasn't so tough, right?
I'm not going to stop here and talk to you.
Even after the suspect drops his weapons, he refuses to back down.
So what's going on today?
I was saying to him, you know, what's going on here?
Okay.
Why are you doing this? Why have I not been notified? This is my property.
Right.
That's hurting the trees. I care about those trees. If those trees are going to bother somebody, I will cut them myself.
What was your intention of having the knife with you?
My intention was to say to this guy, hey, what's going on here? This guy says, you.
Backup arrives to secure the suspect, and Trooper Rich gets the excavator driver's side of the story.
What was he cutting?
He cut all them wires in here. I mean, he was up in here like this, slashing, and he was trying to rip it all out, and it wouldn't rip out, so he just started cutting. And I was standing up in here,
right,
and he looked like he was gonna stab me.
Witnesses confirm the driver's account. but Rich wants to hear what the suspect has to say.
It's been brought to my attention, okay, that there's some wires and stuff cut in the cab. Okay, is that from you?
Yes.
Okay.
And I am defending myself by doing that. Right,
but okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. You're threatening.
Why?
You're threatening this guy
I'm not threatening. Why is this happening?
Stop. Listen.
He's coming out at me.
Okay. Just
He's
listen.
coming out at me.
Just listen. Hey.
You know, it was only when
okay.
I just.
Okay. At this time, you're no rest.
All right. I understand, Jack. I'm going down. I'm going down. All right. I'm relaxed.
You're gonna hit the ground really hard if you don't relax.
I
You understand?
understand. I understand.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
I understand what's happening to me.
You're under arrest, okay?
I've never been under arrest in my life.
Okay. When we tell somebody that they're under arrest, they don't have a choice. They can fight, they can kick, they can scream, they can bite, they can try to get away. But in the end, just because they tell us that they don't want to go to jail isn't going to change our mind.
I am an American. I am a law-abiding citizen of this nation.
You have no right to injure or cause death to somebody else.
Now you're under arrest.
They charge the knife-wielding man with third-degree felony assault and send him to jail. Back south, troopers confront an even messier situation.
Today we're patrolling the Seward Highway. This is the main thoroughfare from Anchorage down to the Kenai Peninsula.
The Seward Highway is famous for its scenery, but as the April temperatures start to rise, the melting snow reveals some nasty roadside attractions.
Solana 25, we 10-6. It's full of garbage, chicken bone, French fries, and open cans of beans, and looks like it's been used as a trash can. I could see why the guy probably wants to get rid of it. This is a famous time is referred to as breakup in Alaska, and that's where all the snow that we've accumulated over the last several months begins to melt. So the temperatures are rising, we end up getting usually a lot of water on the road and a lot of slush. It's just kind of a mucky time of the year for us.
As the snowbanks shrink, they expose what they've been hiding. Just past Girdwood, Trooper's rifle spots something suspicious.
It's like a blue tarp or something blue in the snow. Up here, so I want to go check it out. It's kind of a weird, out-of-place object. So,
blue tarps in Alaska usually mean bad things, especially out in the middle of the woods. So, it seems like you always hear the stories about people being buried in blue tarps.
With the winter's heavy snow, it's anybody's guess how long it's been buried.
Well, hopefully. There'll be a nice path up there, so we won't have to trudge through some deep snow, and we're not going to have to snowshoe it. I don't want to end up in my neck. And we'll find a way over there and see what it's all about. Okay, there's been a snow machine through here. We made a ramp. Skiing, coming down off the hill and catching some air. Flat out here. You can't see the contour of the ground, so they put this blue paint on here so they could see where the ramp was. Some people out having fun in the snow. It's always the best case scenario. Now we get to hike back to the car.
The makeshift ski slope is just a clever way to enjoy the snow. But the area's massive snowfall isn't all fun and games, especially on the icy highways.
The Seward Highway is a scenic view highway. It's very beautiful, both in the summer and the wintertime. However, it's known to law enforcement as a notorious highway because of the amount of accidents we get, and the severity of the accidents is pretty high too. A lot of car crashes past couple days, pretty slippery.
The Seward Highway racks up an average of 10 fatal accidents each year, and Lewis might be responding to one of them.
So now we have a report of a single vehicle rollover up in Turnagain Pass. Sounds like there might be injuries involved. We're going to head down there in a hurry to prevent any further accidents from happening.
Troopers are trained to drive in these conditions, but that doesn't mean they won't wreck.
That could have been a pretty bad situation there. Sold out on 1853, 1023. We'll be at mile 72.5 in the Seward.
53, the caller also reported strong smell of marijuana in the vehicle.
Copy that. All right. Everybody out?
Everybody's out.
Okay, great.
Everybody that came.
Who is in the vehicle?
I was the driver.
Driver?
A good Samaritan has already stopped to help out.
Okay.
An older lady, we put her in our car.
Great.
She is dizzy and everything.
And some pain.
And some pain.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure that you're okay. We have an ambulance on the way, but what's hurting on you?
Just was right here.
Your right shoulder area? Okay. They'll be here pretty quick, okay?
All right.
Hey, I want to just ask you about something, driver. When I was up there talking to in the vehicle, man, I was able to smell what I can identify is the smell of marijuana.
No, we were not smoking that. I was reaching for a cigarette when I lost control.
I know what it smells like. Through my training experience as a law enforcement officer, I know what it smells like. Do you want to come clean? Who has the pipe? Who has the little baggie? It's probably in the bag somewhere or something. Come on.
This was my joint.
Yours? Okay.
Yeah.
And is your baggie on you, or is it in the stuff here?
It's it's in a little container.
Okay, like a little medicine container?
Yeah, little medicine container. Oh, here it is.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so, you know, what you do in the confines of your own home is one thing, but to bring it out on the highway here, where you're on the highway, you're on the street, and you're involved in a motor vehicle crash, then we do take an interest in it. We take a very serious interest in it. This is
bring the medicine over.
Okay, this is what's going to happen, okay? I'm just going to give you a citation for this.
Okay.
All right, it's going to be a citation. All right, go ahead and give medicine to her. You don't have any more on you at all?
No, that's
This is it.
That was it.
Okay. Yeah, there's 3 rolled in there, and there's some loose stuff in there. I'm going to just do a summons for her for the mix 6, misconduct involving a controlled substance in the 6th degree, marijuana.
But Trooper Lewis isn't done yet. He's cleared the air. Now he must clear the roadway.